Alright, let's all have some empathy for the itsy-bitsy spider who crawled up the waterspout, huh? These enormous things will make you feel tiny in comparison. Now, don't let anybody fool you. Size certainly matters. Human beings tend to associate size with authority and power, which is probably why we use phrases like "the bigger the better" and put so much emphasis on making it big. When it comes to these things in this video, it's been confirmed time and time again that bigger is better. Before we tell you about the biggest things on Earth, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss any of our new content. Alright, number 1. The biggest land masses. Let's start with the basics. The biggest landmass on the planet is the continent of Asia, both by size and population. Asia has an area of just over 17,100,000 square miles and is home to over 4 billion people. More than half of that population is concentrated in 2 countries, China and India. You can also find the highest mountain peaks in the world on this continent. The Himalayan mountain range stretches to a length of about 1,500 miles across the borders of Bhutan, Nepal, China, India, and Pakistan. It has over 50 peaks exceeding 23,600 feet in elevation, including Mount Everest. Now, Mount Everest sits at 29,029 feet, making it the highest point of elevation on Earth. Since humans like big things, and since they're there, humans can't keep off of this. There have been 6,871 recorded summits of this behemoth. Now, don't let that number fool you though. This is an extraordinarily difficult expedition to make, not to mention a dangerous one. There have been 223 deaths on the mountain, and those bodies may never be recovered. The air on this peak is too thin for a helicopter to fly in, and it's enough of a logistical challenge to get people up, not to mention getting more people back down. Everest is so high up that a jet stream can hit it, and the winds can reach up to 200 miles per hour when the weather shifts, not to mention the risk of blizzards and avalanches. Yeah, sounds like fun to me. Number 2. The biggest trees. More big things in nature include the giant sequoia of California Sequoia National Park. This enormous tree, affectionately named General Sherman, has 52,500 cubic feet of trunk volume, which is equal to more than half the volume of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. General Sherman is old, too. This tree has been around for about 2,000 years, but that's only middle-aged in giant sequoia years, as many others are at least 3,200 years old. And while General Sherman is right tall at 275 feet, he's not the highest tree in the world. That title belongs to Hyperion, another California tree, which stands at 380 feet. This redwood is part of a family of ridiculously tall trees, and its siblings Helios, Icarus, and Daedalus stand at 374, 371, and 363 feet tall, respectively. Number 3. The biggest tree stumps. Some of you may remember hearing about a gigantic petrified tree stump being discovered in Wyoming last year that would have put General Sherman and Hyperion to shame. Unfortunately, it turns out that this tree stump wasn't a tree stump at all. Geologists think that it's actually an eroded remnant of a laccolith, which is a sheet intrusion between layers of sedimentary rock. That's not to say huge petrified tree stumps don't exist. On the contrary, there's a hollowed stump in Kokomo, Indiana that measures 57 feet around, 18 feet wide, and 11 feet high. Newspapers published at the time of its discovery put the stump at around 1,500 years old, at least twice the age of Hyperion. Number 4. The biggest person. Robert Wadlow, the tallest person in the world, was almost as tall as that tree stump. Before he died in 1940, Wadlow was recorded at almost 9 feet tall. He peaked at 8 feet 11 inches. His continued growth was due to a condition called gigantism, which causes the afflicted person's pituitary gland to grow abnormally large and produce more human growth hormone than necessary, turning them into, well, a giant. Wadlow's great size took its toll on his body, and he had to wear specially made leg braces to walk. One of those braces caused his ankle to blister, and when the blister became infected, emergency surgery and blood transfusions couldn't save him. He died at 22 years old, and he's still the tallest person in recorded history. Number 5. The biggest pizza. We wonder how much a 9-foot-tall person eats. Well, if Wadlow had been born a bit later, he might have had the chance to enjoy the world's largest pizza, which was prepared by a team of 5 Italian chefs in 2012. It had a total surface area of 13,580 square feet and measured 131 feet across. Whoa! The recipe called for 1,488 pounds of margarine, 19,800 pounds of flour, 10,000 pounds of tomato sauce, 8,800 pounds of mozzarella, 551 pounds of salt, 220 pounds of lettuce, and 55 pounds of vinegar. Whew! Let's see if there's a building big enough to hold this bad boy. Otherwise, we'll have to get a pizza box. A really big pizza box. Number 6. The biggest building. The tallest building in the world is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, measuring a total of 2,722 feet high and 3,300,000 square feet. The construction of this colossal structure began in 2004, and the building was officially opened in 2010. There are 57 elevators and 8 escalators inside to help residents and workers get around its 163 floors. It cost $1.5 billion to build. The biggest building in the world by volume is the Boeing Everett factory in Everett, Washington. It's where they assemble those huge wide-body airplanes, such as the 747, 767, 777, and the 787. How big is this place, you ask? It's more than 13,300,000 square feet in volume. It could accommodate nearly 4 Burj Khalifas, you'd have to lay them down to fit them in, and covers nearly 100 acres. Number 7. The biggest amusement park and roller coaster. Once you're done playing around in the world's biggest and tallest buildings, how about trying your hand at the world's biggest amusement park? If we're counting in terms of attendance, then that park is the Magic Kingdom at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida, which can see up to 50 million visitors in a single year. In terms of actual size, Disney World comes in first again, with 47 square miles of land. A lot of that land is undeveloped, but it still falls under the Disney Corporation's ownership. The developed land includes 4 individual theme parks, 2 water parks, hotels, and other attractions, so you're sure to find something to entertain yourself. True adrenaline junkies might want to seek entertainment elsewhere, though. The biggest roller coaster in the world is the King de Ka at Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey. This monster coaster features a 456-foot peak, a 418-foot drop, and travels at 128 miles an hour. Well, that'll certainly get you revved up and raring to go. Number 8. The biggest forest and wildlife. But if amusement parks just aren't your style, and you'd like to go back to nature, you can try exploring the largest forest in the world. The Amazon rainforest is over 2,100,000 square miles in area, which covers land belonging to 9 countries. 60% of the forest land is in Brazil, 13% in Peru, 10% in Colombia, and minor amounts in Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. In addition to being the world's largest forest, it's also the most biodiverse, with an estimated 390 million individual trees divided into 16,000 species. All of this biodiversity doesn't lend itself to housing the largest animals in the world, though. That honor goes to the world's oceans and the countries of sub-Saharan Africa. The blue whale is up to 98 feet long and weighs 190 tons, making it the largest sea-dwelling creature in the world and possibly the largest creature to ever exist. The African bush elephant is the largest terrestrial animal, and it can grow to be 19.7 feet tall and weigh over 12 tons. They can be found in the grasslands of Kenya, Tanzania, Angola, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Namibia. Number 9. The biggest aircraft. If you like to visit these gentle giants, why not try using the world's biggest aircraft to get there? Soviet aviation engineers built the Antonov AN-225, also known as the Maria, during the Cold War. The Antonov holds the record for the largest wing aircraft ever built, separate from the Airlander 10 airship, which is the largest flying vehicle ever. It's 275 feet long, with a wingspan of 290 feet and a height of 59 feet. Including fuel and its own bulk, the Antonov can hold a capacity of 705 tons. For comparison, the iconic Boeing 747, engineered by Americans, has a length of 249 feet, a wingspan of 223 feet, a height of 62 feet, and a hold capacity of 493 tons. The Antonov is currently being used as a heavy cargo transport plane, so you won't actually be able to use it to go and see those elephants. It can certainly hold a few of them though, so maybe try sending it on safari and having the pilot bring you a couple new pets. Just remember to pack their trunks. Number 10. The biggest monster trucks and motorcycles. While we're on the subject of vehicles, have you ever wondered how big the most monstrous monster truck is? Funnily enough, this truck is called Bigfoot 5, and it has more than earned its name. Built in 1986 by Bob Maryland Chandler, Bigfoot weighs in at over 28,000 pounds, stands at 15.5 feet tall, and uses 10-foot-tall Firestone Tundra tires. Wow, where's the spare? Now, if monster hogs are more your speed, then look no further than the Regio Design XXL Chopper, the largest mountable motorcycle in the world. This monstrosity is 31.8 feet long and is powered by a 5,000 cubic centimeter 5.8-liter V8 Chevrolet engine with 280 horsepower capability. Its builder, Fabio Reggiani, debuted his creation at the 2012 Motorbike Expo, where it officially broke the record previously held by the Monster Cycle, a 20-foot-long 1.5-ton bike built by Gregory Dunham. Well, these guys must have a lot of spare time on their hands. Earth is the 5th largest planet in the solar system, but its inhabitants don't let that stop them. Humans will keep being drawn to, discovering, and building big things for as long as there are other humans around to show off for. If you enjoyed learning about the biggest things on Earth, give this video a like and share it with someone else who will appreciate the scope of these truly enormous things. What's the biggest thing you've ever seen? Tell us in the comments below. Until next time, always remember to stay on the bright side of life.